What have I become?
Oh,
My
dude.
sweetest friend.
Wow.
Everyone I know goes away in the end.
What's up, Terabytes? I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and I have got a very unique reaction. This is kind of unlike me to react to a song like this. It's very heavy, it's kind of sad, but there's so many points I want to make in this analysis. This is Johnny Cash, Hurt. Legendary, 305 million views. I mean, it speaks for itself. Let's go. Weird statue picture at the beginning. Pictures. Is that his house? Things in his house? I don't know.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel.
Wow.
I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real.
Okay, so first of all, you cannot even get past listening to this beginning without noting, at least I can't, how honest his vocals are. This is really not singing. This is like musical storytelling, musical soul bearing at its finest. And a lot of singers, I feel like, get lost in the sauce. I can, even in regards to like vocal prowess and like make sure you make this big huge impact immediately, like hook them in. And he's simply sitting there, and it's almost like looking into his eyes, you can see through and into him. Like they're just so vulnerable. There's no pretense to this at all. And the lyrics, like, I hurt myself today just to see if I could feel. Judging from the lyrical content, how he's singing it, and the amount of views, sadly, this is highly relatable. And if you're watching this, and if you're someone who has done that, I am so sorry. I see you. I am so grieved for you that if you've been in this place. But isn't it a beautiful and wonderful thing that through music there is healing available, and that there is relatability also, like to know that a song was created and an artist of this magnitude relates to that and you are not alone. I find that that's hugely comforting and just the epitome of why music is the universal language and exists in the first place.
The needle tears a hole.
Oof.
The old familiar sting.
Listen to the grit and the gravel in his
Kill it
voice.
all away, but I remember everything.
Ooh, guys, he's not even concerned about precision of pitch. I mean, there are notes that are not completely on in what he's singing, and I can fully say that's the point. Like, that's the point in this song. And as a vocal coach, I know maybe some of you are like, yeah, but you got to say it. Okay, yeah, I'm saying it, but I'm also saying that's not the point here. It's as if he's talking to you. And I think the perfectionism of singing can often get us in our own heads as we're singing something like, oh, I really want to be emotive, but I also really want to be like vocally perfect. I struggle with this so much as a vocal coach too. When I'm recording, I'm like, I want the emotional delivery to be there. And the producers are like, well, auto-tune it. I'm like, no, I hate that. Like, I want it to be both. I want to express everything while also sounding fabulous, right? But sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you have to express something to where your voice almost falls apart and forsake tone or forsake pitch, forsake even rhythmical accuracy. Like he's just really bearing his soul here in the context of music. Rick Rubin, I want to give a shout out to, because this is the producer that was responsible for stripping down this song bare bones to what it is that you're hearing, this very emotional arrangement. And I think you have very great instincts, sir. Well done. Well played.
What
Wow.
have I become?
Such powerful imagery from earlier Johnny Cash days to
sweetest
this.
friend. Everyone
just got
I
goosebumps.
know goes away
Oh,
in
he's
the
gonna be.
end.
Oh my gosh, you see, now it's gonna make me cry, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. I don't know what just got me so quickly like that. Just seeing these flashbacks of his life from like before, and the kids, and then his mom, and then the lyric of like, whoa, everyone I know goes away in the end. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. I think, wow. When we often in this society anyway, we really don't value aging, and we really don't honor it. And wow, I feel like there is such wisdom in and such opportunities, such a privilege to age. And for him to just be sitting profile by that piano, looking at the agedness on his face while he's allowing us to look and have these peeks back into his life, but also like seeing a picture of what I believe is his mother on there, and to live long enough to where everybody that you love goes away at the end. It's a privilege to age, but that's a really, really sad and heavy thing. And my heart just totally like broke and bled for that moment. Like, my grandmother is turning 93 this year, and she she was married to my grandfather for over 70 years by the time he passed a few years ago. And she lost her brother, and she's same, like everybody that she loves kind of goes away at the end, and there's this sadness to it now. She smiles and she's happy, but you can tell like she misses the life that she knew. She's been with him since she was 17 years old. She was married to him longer than some people live. And so that look on his face, I think that's why I got so emotional, because I see that same look in my grandmother, and that really breaks my heart. So if you're watching this and you have someone that is older in your life, like, love on them. Let them know they're not irrelevant. They still matter, and that they're seen, and that they're heard, and their story isn't done being written. Because I think that there's a certain sense of despondency here in that too. And what a beautiful thing that Johnny has a voice in his old age, but a lot of elderly people don't. And so what are we doing as a younger generation to continue to breathe into them and to validate their voice still? Like, you're still alive, you still have a lot to give, you have so much more wisdom than we do. So like, why are we not gleaning from that? I'm sorry to go off on a tangent there, but like, something just happened when I had to share.
And you could have it all. My empire of dirt.
My empire of dirt. Wow.
I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Wow. I think it's crazy how the record award thing was shattered through the glass. Like, all that didn't matter.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear?
I
Caviar,
wear
lobster.
this crown of thorns
Imagery of Jesus there.
upon my liar's chair,
Wow.
full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone
When he looks
else.
straight into the camera like that, I am
I
shooketh.
am still right here.
Now, initially, I assumed that Johnny Cash, because he's such a prolific songwriter, wrote this. But actually, 9 Inch Nails and Trent Reznor released this song on Downward Spiral. And when Johnny Cash covered this, Reznor said, and I quote, "That song isn't mine anymore." And I actually agree. I don't think I've heard someone take a cover song and make it their own in such a crazy internal way. And I feel like Johnny's version of it is not so much coming from a sense of anguish, but from a sense of acceptance and actually self-reflection, as if it's almost like this confession of his life. And I also have to shout out Mark Romanek, who is the director of this video, because it really, like, I don't cry a whole lot. Like, I watch a lot of content, I do a lot of reactions, but for me to have such a visceral, fast reaction to just the way that this was edited and the imagery and the video was curated and all of it is just absolutely so impactful and powerful. And apparently I'm not the only one who thinks so, because this was lauded as one of the best music videos ever created and actually won the best short form music video in 2004.
What have I become?
Oh,
My
June.
sweetest friend.
Wow.
Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have
With
it
his
all.
hand shaking. Oh my gosh.
My empire of dirt, I will let you down.
What is happening to me right now?
I will make you hurt. If I could start again.
And wow, so now there's this like kind of religious iconography likening the suffering to Christ with the thorns and the cross, and every once in a while you see cutting away from his life and his struggles, the pounding of a nail in the hands, you know, the crucifixion, the sacrifice and atonement for sin. What a sordid story his life is, of this just constant and beautiful struggle of addiction, of musicianship, of, you know, fighting the demons in your mind, of love, patriotism. Wow. I mean, it's just, I said before, like when his eyes like look into the video, it's haunting, because there's just almost also this emptiness there. Like the whole empire of dirt thing. Oh my God, can you imagine going your whole life and just like singing for the entire world basically, and at the end of it realizing, kind of like the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, like it's all vanity. And I've worked all this time and I've done all these things, but like kind of a lot of it, or most of it, or maybe in his opinion all of it, it doesn't really matter. It's an empire of dirt, worthless, vanity, pointless, which is a really depressing place to be. And I kind of disagree with that, to be honest with you. But if that's his perspective, and if he's at this feast table just pouring the wine out of it, like, and none of it matters, he's the head of this table and the master of his domain, which is being shown here, like, I think that calls for some serious introspection of our whys. Like, what's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I think a lot of people, especially people who find success accidentally, not saying he did, but if you find success accidentally, where you're just like going to keep doing it because, yay, everybody wants to be successful, but why? What's your why behind what you're doing? And perhaps that's what he's meaning and intending here, is like, my empire of dirt, like, my family is what matters. The people in your life is what matters. All of this other stuff, like the feast and the fame and like, no, my old house, my mother, June, my family, like that's the empire, really. Everything else is just dirt.
Million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
What a note at the end. Oh my gosh. He's just so real. He's just so real. I feel like there is a universal resonance in the messaging, even the visuals, and especially the vocal delivery of this song. And Johnny here has such a powerful reflection of where morality and regret intersect. And I love his singing approach. I love how his voice is so intimate and minimalist and just effortless. He's not trying to sing, he's just trying to display the message. And I think the takeaway here for singers is that, like, music is made to make you feel something. It's made to impact the listener. And it's also a beautiful opportunity to express what is going on inside of you. And hopefully that same thing has been going on inside of others. And that's that symbiosis, that exchange that music affords us. And if you're a singer wanting to take your voice to the next level, both vocally and expressively and emotively, then click the link in the description box below and get your very first discounted voice lesson with myself or one of my coaches. We are just behind that link. It doesn't matter where you live in the world or what time zone you're in, it's all online and we are here to help you. So if you enjoyed and were as impacted in this reaction as I was, I highly recommend that you click on this playlist next. I love you guys. I am so proud of you and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.